In Nairobi, we originate CDM projects all over Africa and a section of the Middle East. And basically that entails identifying projects that have the potential to generate emission reductions, getting into contractual arrangement with the project developers, and developing the carbon asset, which involves writing or doing all the documentation, taking it through validation, up to registration, and then helping further during implementation to ensure that there is adequate monitoring of the project. So we basically take over the project development, the carbon asset development of the project, while the project developer is dealing with the technical development of the project.
So you're really a one-stop shop?
Yes.
For project development?
For project development. Carbon asset, carbon project development, yeah. Well, we provide the financing in the sense that all the projects that we deal with, we undertake to buy the carbon. We actually enter into contracts upfront, and there are various ways of structuring it. But we don't usually provide capital financing for the underlying project upfront. Although for the carbon asset development part, basically what we call in the CDM language transaction costs, we take care of all those costs because we do the project documentation, develop the PDD, identify the validator, pay the validator, facilitate the whole process up to verification. I do agree that there is a financing problem of projects in Africa, and this is not just CDM, this is financing the underlying project. And this has something to do with, first of all, the quality of the projects that we get. The business planning is generally very poor, and most of these projects are not bankable. That's a problem, particularly when you come down to small scale and medium scale projects. The larger scale projects tend to be easier to find it easier to get financing because they are able to afford professional people who are experienced in business planning, and they tend to develop very good business plans for these projects. So I would say that yes, there is a problem, but it's a problem that cuts across the it's something to do with the investment environment in Africa as opposed to just CDM projects. But there was a perception, and I think this came from the way the World Bank approached this initially, because the World Bank did CDM projects with the companies or organizations that they were providing capital financing for. So, which was a completely separate loan arrangement. But people felt that because you are developing a CDM project, you should be entitled to some kind of pre-financing for the underlying capital. And this is a misconception. But I think if somebody has a good project, be it CDM or not, getting financing should not be any more difficult for CDM projects than any other project. It should be easier. But CDM provides an additional revenue stream besides the other revenue stream, and therefore if the business plan is well done, then the project is more bankable than without CDM.